This is Paul for Redneck Sports. I believe that everybody should win in life, or at least attempt to. The first three maxims of General Robert Nealon's game maxims, I believe apply to everybody. The team that makes the fewest mistakes will win. Play for and make the breaks. When one comes your way, score. If at first the game or the breaks go against you, don't let up. Put on more steam. Welcome to the channel. Now let's discuss some sports. Oh, and if you don't mind, like, subscribe, comment. And I've got a link tree down below that's got my social media, and it has my Patreon if you want to help out. Thank y'all. So, next Monday is the start of the college basketball season. I'm going to cover 5 games that I think that people should pay attention to. There aren't a lot of games that are out there that are going to be big time games, but some of them are going to have you wanting to see what is happening next. Some of these teams, few people have thought of, but they have NCAA championship tournament kind of implications. These are going to be good games to pay attention to. They're going to be games that, hey, you're going to get some good basketball because these are some good teams. And when people are watching good games, that means people are paying attention to March Madness. They're getting ready for it. It's just like the college football season this year. So we're going to see what is out there for y'all to watch next Monday when it comes to basketball. So the first game I'm going to go over is Nevada and Sam Houston. Nevada made it to the NCAAs last year, and Sam Houston hired a new coach last year who greatly increased their winning and their program. He's from Texas. He worked under Rick Barnes, who made it to the Elite Eight last year. He's at the University of Tennessee, but was at Texas. And Chris Mudge is his name, and he has done some good recruiting during the offseason. He's worked to get several people in there that are going to increase the team's chances to win. They were 21-12 last year. They were 13-3 in the conference. Now, they didn't have a lot of big wins. They beat Troy. They beat Grambling State. They had losses to Ole Miss, Oklahoma State, Arizona State. So, the big-time schools they were having a problem with. Whereas Nevada last year was 26-8. They beat Washington, beat Pacific, they beat Montana. They had several good wins until they got to the NCAA tournament, and they lost by 3 to 7th seeded Dayton. So this is going to be a tough battle because Sam Houston is wanting to get a chance to do way more than what they're doing right now. And you've got Nevada, who is fighting to get their chance at getting to the NCAAs again. These are 2 teams to pay attention to, especially if you're one of these that pay attention to the brackets. So that's the first game. The second game that I'm going to discuss is Morehead State, which went to the NCAAs last year. They lost the first round to Illinois. It's a convincing loss, but they've got a new head coach he's a guy that's from there, Jonathan Maddox, against a Louisville team that is wanting to come back from where they were at. They were 8-24 last year. Literally, it looks like Morehead State is going to be able to trounce Louisville this year. But Louisville's got a new head coach, so don't think that they're not going to be attempting to get back to their glory days. Pat Kelsey has been building up hype for the fans. This Louisville team has a history long ago, but this is Kentucky. Kentucky folks want winning basketball teams, period. End of story. And Morehead State is, even though they've got a new head coach, this isn't a head coach that doesn't know the program. So you're going to see two new coaches, one, a historically dominant team, and two, a team that is pretty much at the top of its game, can probably do more. It's got a good coach. So you've got two good coaches. And this is going to show a lot about where Louisville's at, and also show if Morehead State can get over how they lost to Illinois last year and move on to further into the NCAAs this year. Now, third game that we're going to talk about is Missouri versus Memphis. Now, Memphis made it to the NCAAs last year, lost in the first round. They're coached by Penny Hardaway. They went 22-10 last year, 11-7 in their conference. They had some pretty quality wins. They're known for winning. Memphis's basketball team is known for winning. On the other hand, Mizzou, Dennis Gates, it was the second season. For some reason, they had a meltdown last year. A horrific meltdown last year. 8-24. Season before that, they went 25-10 and made it to the NCAAs, where they made it to the round of 32. So, Dennis Gates has rebuilt the team quite a bit. They brought in Tony Perkins from Iowa. They brought in a guard from Northern Kentucky. They brought in a player from UT Martin. Mark Mitchell, a 6'9" guard from Duke. They brought in some players. So, Mizzou, who's used to winning, is going to be looking to come back from last year, where they went 0-18 in SEC play. Penny Hardaway is wanting to take Memphis to the point that they go back to the NCAAs. I mean, this is a team that has got a coach that's experienced. They've got players who are experienced going up against a team that's trying to prove themselves. So we're going to see what's going to happen there. Okay. This fourth game that I'm going to talk about is number 8 Baylor at number 6 Gonzaga. A Big 12 team versus a WCC team. Gonzaga is one heck of a team, let me tell you. Now, Gonzaga made it to the Sweet 16 before they got beat by third-seeded Purdue. And Baylor made it to the round of 32, where they got beat by Clemson. Now, both these teams are known for winning basketball. Mark Few at Gonzaga has been there for 25 years. This man is a legend. He has 716 wins, 143 losses. That is Mark Few. So you know you're going to get a good team when you are watching Gonzaga. And Scott Drew, who's 21 years at Baylor, he's 446 wins and 244 losses. Both these men know what it means to win. Both these men have been to the NCAAs multiple times. Watch this game. This is probably going to be the biggest game on opening night of men's basketball for the NCAA season. This is going to be one heck of a game. The fifth and final game I'm going to go over is a if this was football, everybody would be watching this game. It is Ohio State versus Texas. You heard me right. Now, Texas went 21-13 last year. They made it into the NCAA tournament. They made it to the second round where they got beat by their former head coach in Rick Barnes at Tennessee. It was a close game, 58-62. Ohio State, unfortunately, had to go to the NITs. They made it to the quarterfinals, third round of the game, of the tournament, where they got beat by Georgia in a close game, 77-79. Both these teams, 22-14 for Ohio State, and like I said, for Texas last year, they were 21-13. So these are two teams that are trying to prove themselves. They want to both make it to the NCAAs. They've proven that they've got the talent and they've got the coach for it. Well, okay, so they had to replace their coach last year, but here's the thing. They still made it to the NIT. They still did really good in the NIT. So Ohio State is a Big Ten, now SEC matchup. So, folks, you should watch this because both these teams are going to be gunning for the NCAA tournament. Both these teams have the talent, and hopefully they think of themselves as having the head coach to be able to make it to the NCAA tournament. So this is going to be this is going to be another one of them hard fought games. Another one of those good games that you should watch. So the start of the college basketball season is always a good one. It's always fun to see who is going to be able to pull themselves up, who is going to be able to make it back to the NCAAs, who's going to end up in the NIT, and who's just going to end up in the doghouse. I grew up with a sad men's basketball team. I really did. University of Tennessee, I think the only head coach that I can really say that was uh, worth anything was Allen Houston's father. Coach Houston did some good there, but then they started bringing in basketball coaches that knew what they were doing. And now we've got Rick Barnes, who took us to the Elite Eight and is able to trade shots with Bruce Pearl. I know Bruce Pearl did some good here, but he also left with the cloud of suspicion. So I can't wait to see what these teams can do this year. Let's see who can make it to the NCAAs. And these 5 games, I honestly believe, could show you who could be making it there this year. This has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. Thank you for watching this video. I've had some fairly good success with all of my Redneck Sports stuff, and I hope you enjoyed the topic. If you did, like, subscribe, comment, all that rigmarole, and also just let me know what you want to hear about. I'll give a redneck spin to this stuff. Let me tell you, I love sports. So I love people that want to join me in that. This has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Y'all have a good day now. Bye.